Hello and welcome to Garage Rock. We are back after our 1 month break. Feels like forever, if I'm being honest.
It's gone quick for me.
Well, I mean, the reason we were on that break is because you, Mr. Cameron Banfield, were off gallivanting in the UK. How are you?
Oh, I'm great and had a really good adventure. It was just an adventure. I felt so free doing whatever the hell I wanted and doing all the Beatles stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's probably one of the highlights of my whole entire life in the last 4 weeks,
That's great. Well, we'll talk about it soon.
We'll get on to that.
It's fantastic. We are back listeners, though. And we've got plenty to talk about this week. I mean, we've got so much.
A lot to catch up on, Steve.
We went to see Body Jar in 28 days. I mean,
how good was it?
Fantastic.
Timing. That's why I came back, of course.
Exactly. And we've also got to talk about the new news with iTunes. That's gone. Apple are getting rid of that. And we've got plenty of tour announcements and new music as well. And, of course, our top 5.
The Beatles.
Well, the Beatles.
Yeah, they're top 5 Beatles songs now. That's bloody hard, Steve. I can tell you that, Ryan. Especially when so many Beatles songs are fresh in my head, from being over in Liverpool for 10 days straight. There's Beatles stuff everywhere.
Of course. So tell us about your trip. How was the UK?
It was awesome. Like I said, this is a music podcast, so I'd love to talk about the Beatles.
Yeah.
And we are talking about the Beatles a lot today.
Well, I mean,
and we talk about it all the time, which is really cool. But, we went to London. It was freaking awesome. We did the hop-on, hop-off bus, the open roof bus and all that.
Yep.
Made a special stop to Lizzie's house in Bucko Palace there. Watched the change in the guards was awesome.
I saw you and your son kicking the footy out the front of Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, and my daughter was doing cartwheels in her ballet, so I made sure I got a few photos of them doing that.
Nice. I tell you what, if you kick the ball over that fence, you are not getting it back.
No.
They are not the kind of neighbours to just torp it back over the fence.
No, they're mean, aren't they?
Oh, so mean.
No,
and that was actually, wasn't it? That was the day the royal baby was born as well.
Yeah, literally probably an hour after we left, they'd announced the baby and put a little sign out the front.
No,
anyway, no one cares.
No one cares.
Even better, there were squirrels in the in the garden.
So cool. Royal baby, no, there were squirrels.
Awesome. Like, look, kids, Buckingham Palace, squirrel.
I'm not surprised. That sums you up to a T. Really.
I'd never seen a squirrel.
Oh,
but that was cool. But yeah, just one train stop away.
Yeah,
was King's Cross Station.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not pass go. I did not collect $200.
Jeez.
Yeah. No, it's funny, all of the Monopoly things over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of Monopoly there.
Yeah, and a short walk from there is the one and only Abbey Road.
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road Studios. We did the crossing, with the fam, which was cool.
Yeah, and we posted that on the Instagram account. So
yes.
People, if you're listening, check out our Instagram at Garage Rock Podcast to see Cam and the fam walking across Abbey Road. Now, I must ask, because I would think living near Abbey Road Studios would be an absolute nightmare for traffic, because every time, were there just tourists queuing up to do the...
Oh, yeah, there was heaps. There was heaps there, and the residents must get used to it. But you can tell people who might live in the area.
Yeah.
And it's a good area too. Like, there's some really nice cars, and they don't stop.
No.
They literally just zoom through. They don't care. They just go straight through it. And a lot of people toot as well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on. People, but it's generally a really good vibe with all the people, Everyone's having a laugh and getting their photos and
you
having a great time.
You even took your shoes off.
Yeah, well, I've got to do it properly.
Yeah, of course.
I forgot to hold a smoke, but I don't smoke.
Yeah,
so
I guess that...
I could have got one off someone, but...
True.
There's 3p.
And then after that, you went to Liverpool. Now, I was talking to your wife.
Just on that, I know
sorry.
I say pounds. I say p instead of pounds, and p means pence over there, so I just say it to piss people off.
It's not like you at all.
No.
Now, I did speak to your wife, actually, when you got back, and she said that you went to the Cavern in Liverpool, which is where the Beatles played at when they were in the very early days.
Yeah.
And she said it was like you were at Mecca.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was like you just found your holy place.
I felt at home. A lot of people said it's very underwhelming and things like that. It's a small little space and it's dark and dingy. It's fucking awesome. It's an old storage room pretty much, and they got the arches. I don't know if you've ever seen photos. But it was so cool. There was a dude down there on acoustic guitar singing Beatles songs. I had my kids with me. Yep. They saw a Queen signed guitar on the wall, and Billy's like, "Look, that's the Queen played here in 1970," and then we're singing along to the guy that was singing the Beatles songs, and it was just awesome. It's just such a great experience. So much history in there as well.
Oh, of course.
I'm like, all we did was, because it was before a family reunion around the corner.
Yeah.
Because all my wife's family are from Liverpool, and we just said, well, let's go to the Cavern before that. And we literally went down for one beer and watched this guy set, and it was awesome. He did Imagine as well, and a lot of people have attempted to do Imagine, and yeah, they do it good, but it's not, this guy did it spot on, like not as good as John Lennon.
No.
But it was bloody amazing. I loved it. I could have cried. It was the best.
That's brilliant. And because I'm just going over the photos, you also went to the Strawberry Fields.
Yeah, that's underwhelming.
It's just a gate, isn't it?
No, actually, it's pretty much, it's just a big red gate, which they're doing a lot of work at the moment, doing it all up and stuff, Strawberry Fields. But it used to be a gate for an orphanage. Mm-hmm. And John Lennon's house is actually around the corner, so you can or his childhood house is around the corner. So I went there as well, and it was just really cool. And you just sit back and go, "Fuck, so much history."
Oh yeah. Now I know we've talked about it a few times on the show. Your kids are obsessed with Queen. They're going through a big Queen phase at the moment, and Live Aid in particular.
Yes.
And you also went to Wembley.
Yeah.
You took your son to a football match over at Wembley, and I mean, obviously that was the location for Live Aid.
Yep.
The stadium has changed since Live Aid, of course, but how did you and also your son find going to Wembley?
Oh, mate, we loved it. We just rocked up in the Uber. Never taken a Uber before. No, I have. We rocked up, and I'm like, oh, we're at Wembley.
Yeah.
This is awesome, and obviously the history there, you know. And we've watched Live Aid. I'm pretty sure I've said it on this show a million times, We've watched the Queen play Live Aid, and like, this is where it happened. They have like the Live Aid bar with all the pictures above it with like Paul McCartney and Queen and all that, Freddie Mercury in his outfit and his white tank top, and we're there and we're watching a football match or a soccer match if you're Australian, and that was cool. Like, that was full on.
Oh yeah,
that was a final. The winner went into the next league up, and Tranmere Rovers, I'm now a fan, but they didn't score till the 119th minute. So when it went to time on, I'm thinking, you can fucking have your soccer.
But when they do score,
I lost my voice.
Oh yeah,
it was amazing. It was worth everything.
Yeah. But I must ask, because we will move on. But what was your music highlight, if I must say? Because I'm sure the highlight was the wedding you were over there for.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
I've had a lot of people ask me about the highlight and the music highlight of the trip.
Of course.
I can't pinpoint it, but I'd have to say what we've spoken about, Abbey Road and the Cavern are definitely equal, just to stand there. Like, it's so much as well. Like, the house we stayed in was right next to Penny Lane, so I walked up Penny Lane every day.
Yeah.
There's the original Penny Lane sign that has got a whole bunch of graffiti around it, but still Paul McCartney's signatures on there. And we went out for dinner one night, and my wife's cousins are like, "Oh, Eleanor Rigby's grave's around the corner. You want to go have a look?"
That's right. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. So we found Eleanor Rigby's grave and the church where John and Paul met. It's just, I can't pinpoint it on just one thing. It's just, all of it was amazing.
Because you are obsessed by the Beatles. We do know this. We've covered this on the show quite a few times.
I had my mum to thank me for that. She got me into them at a young age, and I just loved them. And as I was getting in more and more into music as a teenager, it just really spoke to me, that music,
That's awesome. Well, we'll be getting back to the Beatles a little bit later on. We decided to do our top 5 Beatles tracks because of your trip, and we've had plenty of people write in, so we're going to list off a bunch of tracks later on. It's been awesome. Great feedback. But we must move on.
A highlight of coming back from the trip was that I got to go to a gig pretty much straight away a few days after, a bit jet lagged, mind you.
It doesn't matter, just go and rock out.
But we got to go rock out to Body Jar in 28 days. How good was it?
Oh, it was a fantastic show, Cam, and I mean, those bands, they do know how to rock out. Let's not forget that.
Oh,
Even it was like going back to 2001.
yeah, it totally was, Steve.
Yeah, so a double headliner, and both bands played. We went to the Frankston show, and it was kind of like a high school reunion, pretty much. Everyone we went to high school with was just like, it was pretty much 2001 all over again.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got to say, Steve, I love this because I went to go get a drink at the bar.
Yep.
And I come back and where's Steve?
Oh God, this
Steve was in the mosh pit and fucking, circle pit, playing whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I actually got a little video of it. We should see if it turned out and put it up online.
Okay.
And we're always on about mosh pit etiquette.
Yes, we are.
And this bloke, you turned around, this bloke had fallen over, and instead of just stamping on him, you took the time out of your pleasurable experience
of hitting other people
to help him up so he didn't get trampled to death.
Yeah,
it was just a lovely thing to see.
Yeah, no, it's actually because you did film it, and I saw the video back. And because I've been in many circle pits over the years, and I've never seen myself in a circle pit because I'm too busy being in it. But watching the video back, I didn't realise how stupid I actually look in a circle. Because
no one looks good in a circle pit.
But I thought I might look a lot cooler than I actually did. And then I watched the video back, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I look like a moron.
Yeah, but no one walks up to a circle pit and goes, geez, I'm going to look fantastic doing this.
I don't know. Maybe I feel fantastic when I'm in it. Yeah, but when I watched the footage back, I was like, oh, geez, what's this dickhead doing? And it was because it was a freezing cold night. I had my jacket on, and it was a spontaneous jump into the circle.
Yeah.
So I still had my jacket on. So I look even more idiot because I'm jumping around in a jacket. And I just felt really,
Well, no one really has time to go, you know what, this is a great song. I'm going to go in the circle pit. Hold on. Let me just go to the cloakroom.
Exactly,
and get rid of my dress.
Exactly. You're going to be 20 minutes lining up before you can even get in. Therefore, their set's going to be over. But, Body Jar, that was during Body Jar. And then you've gone to the toilet, and I was waiting for you, and then I saw a friend of mine, Amy. Hello, Amy, if you're listening. She pulled me straight to the front row, and she's just like, come to the barrier.
It's definitely hello, Amy. She gave me a couple of drink cards. What a bloody legend.
Oh, I didn't know that. Good on you, Amy.
Yeah, I told you. I said, I'll get you a drink. And you're like, I don't want to drink anymore. So I picked up my accent again.
Oh, God. Yes. Yes, you have. Terrible.
It's coming in and out, but... I took a lot of things away from the UK. It was awesome.
Your wife is from Liverpool. Did she rate you on your accent? Like, did
No.
you do the accent while you were over there?
Little bit.
And
I got told not to.
I wonder why. But no, well,
it is terrible.
It's not the greatest. But anyway, we've got to move on because this is some big news, big tech news, I suppose.
Oh my God! Can you believe this, Stephen?
After 18 years, iTunes, no more iTunes. It's gone. Apple have said we're getting rid of it at the end of the year.
But Steve, what about all my music that I have on my iTunes?
Well, good news for you. You get to keep it. It's still there.
Oh, thank
but
God.
So essentially what they're doing
Those
is...
3 songs I paid for.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm joking. I've got at least 10.
I'll get to this in a bit of a moment, but they've essentially said that they're going to, instead of have iTunes, there will be 3 different apps. There'll be Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and Apple TV.
Yep.
But the thing is, instead of going online and buying an album or buying a single or a song, you will now just stream it, which they've been doing with Apple Music for a few years now anyway. So they're just going to have Apple Music as a streaming service, no more purchasing songs. And I want to ask you, how often or when was the last time you actually paid for a song on iTunes?
Oh, it's been years because I stream everything, like you said, on Apple Music. And if I buy music, it's normally the vinyls that I get nowadays. So, but yeah... Mainly, most of my music consumption is on Apple Music.
And that must be the reason. I think that's probably the trend that people are going down with either Spotify or Tidal, if you're actually on that, or Apple Music is the streaming thing. And even with Netflix, it's the way that we do things now. And I couldn't remember the last thing I paid money for on for anything. I am pretty much a tight ass.
I stole this shirt from Frank.
But no, as far as like music, I haven't bought anything off iTunes for years, and they were mainly just like exclusive stuff that was only on iTunes.
That's it. I think the last thing I bought, oh no, that was put on there. That was the U2 album. No, anyway, it's obviously a thing of the past now, Steve, and streaming's just the way to go for everything. There's even a subscription for cars, like a Netflix for cars.
Did hear about that.
Did you hear about that one? So it's just the way of the future.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but that's the thing is, I'm wondering what kind of impact this will have on smaller bands, because if you've got a streaming platform, and you're a small artist, you put your song on there, unless it's getting millions of plays, you're not going to get much revenue out of it. Whereas if people are actually putting $20 to buy your album, then you're going to get some money from that.
Yeah.
But if you're just a part of the whole giant streaming service, you're not really going to make any money from that.
No, it's a tough one. It'll have to evolve somehow to accompany all that stuff, I guess.
Yeah. If I pay, $11 a month for Apple Music, and I listen to thousands of songs during that month, how does one smaller artist get their share of my $11?
Yeah.
It's not really... it doesn't seem like it's going to really work. If it's Taylor Swift and she's getting millions and billions of streams, not an issue. But if it's a smaller act, whereas if I paid $20 to buy their album, I know that they're getting a cut of that.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
I assume they are.
Yeah, well, that's where their live shows, they're going to have to sell albums.
Yeah.
And that's why vinyl's so popular, especially with up-and-coming bands as well. They get a lot of money from their vinyls. So it's the way of the future, but the way of the past.
Yeah.
That way, isn't it, really?
I suppose it's a thing. And I think, and we've mentioned it on the show previously, but I think buying concert tickets, buying merch, that's pretty much the way to support bands, because bringing out an album isn't going to generate revenue anymore. It's just an excuse to go out and tour and bring out more merch.
That's it. That's why touring is where they make most of their money.
So do you think that this is going to see much? Because people are making a big deal out of this. Oh, there's no more iTunes. I don't really think it's going to really change much, to be honest.
Well, like you said, when's the last time you actually really used it for...
Exactly.
For buying.
Oh, exactly. So that is iTunes. We'd love to hear what you think. When was the last time you bought something on iTunes? Or do you stream music? Do you buy vinyl? Do you buy cassettes? Can you buy cassettes? Let us know. Hit us up. Our email, of course, is garagerockpodcast@gmail.com. Love to hear what you think.
But now, Steve, we got some awesome tour announcements to go through.
Have we?
And you'd be very excited about this one, Steve.
I tell you what, Cam, I am harder than Valyrian steel. This is some massive news. U2, and I know a lot of people are going to phase out because I've said U2, but U2 are coming to Australia. Yeah, shut up. Now
I'm actually excited about this one. To be honest.
Yeah, well, not only are they coming, they're playing the Joshua Tree in full, which is one of my favourite albums of all time. It's got some fantastic tracks on there, Where the Streets Have No Name, With or Without You, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. So many great hits. And
it's their most serious album with their least serious title.
Exactly.
I heard them say once.
But they're coming, and they're also coming with Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds.
Yeah.
Also pretty cool.
That was an awesome lineup there.
Yeah.
Awesome backup band.
Absolutely.
Sorry, awesome support band is what I meant to say.
That's okay. Give it a few more goes.
U2.
Now, U2 will be coming in November and playing stadium shows in Auckland, Brisbane, Melbourne, Adelaide, Sydney and Perth. Tickets go on sale on June 11, and for all the dates and to buy tickets, head to livenation.com.au. Now, this is the first time they're coming back to Australia since 2010.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Quite a while. And their legion of fans are going to be... Yeah, these will sell out. And it would not surprise me if additional stadium shows go on sale.
Oh, for sure. I've gone on record and saying I've never been a huge fan of U2. I appreciate their songs. I don't think they're crap, but I've just never really got into them. But I remember you showing me a DVD of theirs a couple of years ago, and I remember saying, I actually wouldn't mind seeing them play live. I reckon it'd be an awesome show to go to.
I've been to shitloads of concerts in my time, and I would say the times I've seen U2, it's not a concert, it's an event.
Yeah.
It surely is. And they've got this giant screen that's coming down for the tour, and it's the biggest 8K screen in the world.
$8,000 screen. That is awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
That's what your tickets are paying for, an $8,000 screen.
I think it's more resolution than actual... But actually, the ticket prices aren't that bad. They're relatively good tickets. Like, you can get within touching distance for about $130. That's
awesome.
For nowadays, that's pretty good. But anyway, as I said, tickets go on sale June 11. Next tour, Cam.
Dandy Warhols are touring, Steve.
Yes, they are.
You know the American alt-rockers, Dandy Warhols?
I've heard of them once or twice.
Sort of like Andy Warhol, the artist.
Yeah,
but Dandy,
I get it. They had that song Just Like Us. We used to be friends. Yeah. Now we're lovers. Anyway.
Why can't we be friends? I don't know. But they're heading to Australia in November to perform a special run of shows celebrating their 25th anniversary. 25 years, really?
Yeah, yep.
That's crazy. The band will be playing at the Forum in Melbourne on November the 3rd and the Enmore Theatre in Sydney on November the 6th. Oh, we've got to go to this, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
And they're playing the Brisbane and Newcastle legs of the Seen and Heard Festival. How cool is that? So you get to see them at a festival setting and their own setting.
Yeah. It's best of both worlds.
It is, really. Tickets go on sale 9 a.m. June 12th from sbmpresents.com.
That's true, Cam. And now our next tour, and I'm very excited for this. Am I what?
So you want to be a champion?
Yes, Cam Grinspoon. They're back.
They are. With a vengeance.
With a vengeance and with a vinyl. They've come out. They've got a greatest hits compilation.
Finally.
They've got a greatest hits compilation called Chemical Hearts that will be released exclusively on vinyl on October 11. And to celebrate the release, Grinspoon will be touring throughout the country this October and November, playing 11 shows across the country.
Yeah, and we're going to the Forum show, Steve.
That's it. We're going to have to do another review, Cam. I'm fine to do that.
We can and we will.
Oh, absolutely.
And not to mention one of our favourite venues in Melbourne.
That's right, Cam. Now, tickets go on sale 10 a.m. local time on Friday, the 7th of June. And for all the dates and to buy tickets, head to grinspoon.com.au.
And speaking of that era,
yes,
of when I fell in love with Grinspoon, is around the same time I fell in love with...
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
It would have been.
Probably would have been around that area of my life.
Yes.
Frenzal. Go, Frenzal, go.
Go.
Yeah, Frenzal Rom are touring again.
I thought we were keeping the chant going, but obviously not.
Frenzal,
go, Frenzal.
Go.
Yeah, Frenzal Rom.
Yeah, oh, man, I love that. I love seeing these. I've seen these guys so many bloody times.
Yeah.
I remember as a teenager listening to them and my cousins going, what the hell is this? I'm like, you don't understand punk, man. It's cool.
Saw them a few months ago. It was at Download Festival.
Yeah. And then before that, their High Vis tour, which was awesome. Saw them in Frankston. They're playing in Frankston again. But they've announced they're hitting the road to play 8 shows starting in June at the Spring Loaded Festival.
Yep.
So another band doing festivals and their own tour.
Gotta love that.
They're playing in Adelaide, Sydney, Sunshine Coast, Brisbane, Wollongong, Melbourne and Frankston.
Take Franger with a banger.
That's where I'll be going. Mm-hmm. I'll be rocking that for sure. Tickets are on sale now. Buy tickets and check the dates. Head to Frenzal Rom's Facebook page.
Awesome. Now, another thing.
Go, Frenzal, go. Fucking love those guys. They're so funny too.
Now, the next thing, and this is not a show, but it's still pretty cool. It's the Melbourne Guitar Show, which is, I just said it's not a show, but it is a show.
A different kind of show.
It's a different kind of show.
Yeah.
The Melbourne Guitar Show is set to rock Caulfield Racecourse on August 3rd and 4th. The event will feature product clinics, workshops and demos, collectibles and live performances from musicians including Ash Grunwald, our friend Sarah McLeod, Dave Leslie, Keith Merrow, Dennis Jones, and many more. Tickets go on sale on June 7 from australianmusician.com.au.
That's bloody brilliant. Guitar is what makes my heart gently weep, you know?
Even though you're a drummer.
Yeah. But it just makes you, what it makes you feel, you know?
Yeah, I'm totally... I went a couple of years ago and it was fantastic, fun times. I think it was Paul Dempsey was playing.
Oh, really? I've never been. I might go check it out.
Well, head to Caulfield Racecourse, August 3rd and 4th.
What are we waiting for, Cinderella? Let's get ready for the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what we should get ready for now.
Top 5!
Yes, Steve, it's time for our top 5. We're talking Beatles songs this week.
Oh, we definitely are.
And, oh, man, I had trouble with this. I'm not even sure I'm happy with my list, but I'm still going to stick with it. But we've had a lot of people again write in, so thank you so much, guys. We're going to rattle off a few people's top Beatles songs.
Absolutely.
How does that sound?
Oh, just kick it off. Go for it.
It's going to take every ounce of my energy not to sing the actual song. So
same here, but we'll give
try
it a
my
try.
best.
It's going to happen.
Amy,
Yes.
Blackbird.
Do you want to try that again?
And Blackbird singing in a dinner. Sometimes I like to do it in Cartman voice. Ben has said, While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Love that.
Lauren has said, Tomorrow Never Knows and Real Love. David and Andrew both said Norwegian Wood. Well, it's better than me singing it.
True.
Les has said Eleanor Rigby.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Katie said...
Saw her grave. How awesome's that?
Oh, no.
She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. There's actually a few people's graves, not just
Yeah, it's
hers.
multiple. They're all stacked on top
they're
of each other.
all just bloody ground up in there.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Oh, that was the other thing, looking at a few of the grave sites, especially like, before we went into the wedding and stuff.
Nothing gets you in the mood for a wedding quite like walking through the headstones.
Well, you have to walk through them to get to the church.
I suppose so.
You had no choice. So you're going to read them, and they're from like, you look at the ones, they're like from the 1800s or early 1900s, died at 47,
Yeah.
died at 30.
Oh, that's a well-lived life.
I know.
Yeah.
Life.
Life.
It's a life draft, that one. And it's just interesting. But if you go through a cemetery here, like died in 1960 at age 100,
It's
unbelievable.
I don't know what you're complaining about.
I'm not complaining. It's just unbelievable comparing the two histories. Katie has said, I Want to Hold Your Hand. That took every ounce to not sing that one. Michael said, Helter Skelter. Kate has said, Twist and Shout, which was a great song that when we drove around the UK
Yeah.
everywhere, and that was definitely a sing-along, that one. I was very proud. The kids asked to play Beatles all the time. It was so good. Brian has said Birthday or Back in the USSR. Adam has said all the ones Ringo wrote.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Ringo's songs.
Oh, I love Ringo songs.
Photograph and the others.
Oh, Octopus's Garden was fucking awesome. And Little Help from My Friends.
A little help from my friends I like.
Yeah.
Octopus's Garden, not a fan.
I love the harmonies in that.
Yes, I just... No.
I remember listening to that as a young teenager going, that's so cool. I love that backup singing. I just thought that's what captures me.
Yeah,
that song.
it's
Anyway,
cool.
Rachel Ann has said, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. Now, it's hard not to sing that one too, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Bloody brilliant song.
The Eddie Vedder version as well.
Yes.
That's a really good version of it.
Yeah, I love Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder would be perfect. Tim said While My Guitar Gently Weeps is his favourite, but listed 12 others that were close seconds, including Strawberry Fields, Something. Well, of course, you got to say something.
Of course.
Across the Universe, Hey Bulldog.
Hey, Bulldog.
A Day in the Life, and Eleanor Rigby. Steve,
Fantastic.
what else we got?
Yeah, Lorraine said 8 days a week and You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. Sean said She's Leaving Home. Sarah said In My Life. Ben said he gets by with a little help from his friends.
Don't we all?
Ooh, he gets by with a little help from his
His
friends. Robin said Come Together. Veronica said Penny Lane, your local,
Oh, my local, every day, up and down.
up and down. Philip said Please Please Me.
Oh, great choice.
Oh, definitely. Danielle said Oh Darling. Now that's actually your wife. So I don't know if she was choosing that song or she was just trying to contact you.
Oh, darling.
Lisa said Blackbird or maybe Don't Let Me Down. No, Here Comes the Sun.
Yeah.
So she's very indecisive,
Oh,
but
I feel you.
still good choices nonetheless. Amy said A Day in the Life. Michael said Hard Day's Night. And Shannon said Rain, Tomorrow Never Knows, and The Ballad of John and Yoko. And I'll tell you what, Cam, that's a good way to finish it off because as I was putting my top 5 together, I kept thinking, Christ, you know it ain't easy. Yes, this is a tough one. There's so many good songs.
Oh, mate, I'm not happy with my top 5 because I've left heaps
About
out.
50 out, yeah.
I just can't do it. So I've literally just done it and went, no, that's going to have to do.
Well, all right. Well, you're up now. So tell us what is your top 5 Beatles songs?
Honourable mentions, all of them.
I'm not surprised. Actually, on that, are there any Beatles songs that you really don't like?
Nothing comes to mind. Like, there's songs, like, there's none that I hate, I don't think.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty easy pleased.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, if I like a band, it's same with The Living End or Gyroscope or City in Colour, you know, just to name a few of my favourite artists.
Yeah.
If they bring something out, Blink-182, you know, I always like it.
Yeah.
I always find something in it that I like, unless, you know, City in Colour's acoustic music and he starts bringing out like deep house music, I think I'd go, this isn't what I'm into,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, no, fair enough. But that being said, the Beatles spanned quite a few different genres and sounds as well.
They do.
But they're all fantastic.
They constantly recreated themselves and kept fresh, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's weird. I can't pinpoint a song that... I can't think of one off the top of my head that I don't like.
For me, I'm being on, I do love the Beatles, but Obla Dee, Obla Da. I just never got into that. We had to sing it in primary school as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just remember, oh, God, I do not like this song.
Oh, darling.
So what have you got as your honourable mentions?
I could go on forever, Steve, and
Probably
I'm not
will.
going to. So
Okay.
I'm going to say Revolution, which killed
Yes.
me not putting it in there.
Yep.
It really did. And Come Together. That
Yeah.
killed me not putting that in there.
Yep,
I
yep.
can tell you that, but it killed me not putting about at least another 50 in there. But my top 5.
Yes.
Don't let me down.
Oh, very nice.
That's definitely got to go in there.
Very nice.
4 is With a Little Help from My Friends.
Oh, yeah.
That song's always spoken to me, and I think the first time I ever heard that was actually as a kid, the Wonder Years version.
Oh, the show The Wonder Years.
Yeah, I loved that. I loved it, and then I heard the Beatles version. I'm like, this makes sense. This is awesome. So there's always been a little special song in my heart. Number 3,
Yes.
which is special from when my son was born. I always thought it in my head. Here Comes the Sun.
Oh, God.
And the guitar, like,
Oh, yeah.
far
Yeah.
out. Number 2, Help.
Yes.
That's early Beatles.
Yep.
I don't know, I've just always...
Help me if you can, I'm
Yeah.
feeling down.
I just think it was always just a cool song. And number 1,
Yep.
I think it's hard. I've literally got probably another 50 number 1s, but I just love the singing in this, and I went to the studios as well where it was recorded. Oh, Darling.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as my wife. She copied me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
But I can just hear, because I know Paul McCartney smoked a whole pack of cigarettes before he sung that real raspy bit, and you can just hear the effort and
Oh, yeah.
just, I just love that song. So that's my number 1. Oh, darling. When it gets in, can you leave me anymore? You know?
I read an article a few years ago and it was talking about Paul McCartney being the original grunge singer
Yeah.
and citing Oh Darling as one of those cases, and it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. He started it all, man.
Exactly.
Did it, man.
Now, my top 5, and I do have some honourable mentions. I'm just going to quick fire them off because
Talk to me, Steve.
I got 50. No, I've listed 5. Get Back.
Oh, yeah.
Get Back. Eleanor Rigby, Day Tripper. I like Day Tripper. Penny Lane, and Here Comes the Sun.
Yep, nice.
Because it reminds me of the birth of your son. Now, not quite. Now, number 5. Yeah, it was hard for you not to put in, so I've done it on your behalf. Come Together.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, now, I mean, that's just, I love that. The bass line, the drums, it's fantastic. Number 4, Strawberry Fields Forever. That's,
Went there.
I just, yeah, of course you
Did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't, no. But number 3, and Oasis did a good cover of this as well, but I really do like this. Cuckoo Kachub, I Am the Walrus.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing their version, Oasis version of that. I do like that song.
Yeah, it's cool. I just really like it.
That's a weird film clip.
It's a weird song. I mean, it's all about someone being a walrus, but the walrus is Paul, as we find out later in A Glass Onion. Now, number 2, I read the news today. Oh boy, a day in the life.
Yeah, it's nice.
And it's weird because the Herald Sun in Melbourne are using that as their ad campaign, and a really upbeat version. I heard the news today. Oh boy. And you think it's quite a grim song lyrically.
It is.
But, and then it's just like, about shooting up a building and all the holes in the walls are like bullet holes and stuff like that. But they're using it to sell their newspapers. I read the news. Anyway, number one, and this was always going to be my number one because it's my favourite Beatles song. I'm a George fan. I've said it many times before. While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Nice.
Eric Clapton on the guitar for the solo.
Yeah.
And just so many live versions of it are just fantastic. And there was one, I think it was when George was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there was a whole bunch of different artists playing it live, and Prince was doing the guitar solo, and it's just awesome. He does his own thing,
spine tingling.
It's brilliant. So if you go onto YouTube after you listen to this podcast, of course, head onto YouTube, type in "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" and Prince, and just watch it. It's just brilliant.
Check it out.
And at the end of the clip, he throws his guitar up in the air, and it just vanishes. You never see it again.
What happened to it?
I don't know.
I want it.
It's a kind of magic. Now, next week, so that was our top 5 Beatles songs. We hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to let us know yours if you didn't already. Now, we mentioned before U2 are coming to Australia and they're playing the Joshua Tree in full. So our top 5 next week, I wasn't going to make you do top 5 U2 songs, Cam.
I thought you'd say we're going to do your top 5 Joshua Tree songs.
Jeez, just narrow it right down. But
Honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions. But instead, since they're doing their Joshua Tree album in full from 1987, we want to know, what is your favourite album from the 1980s?
Alvin? Simon? Theodore?
Did I say album?
I think so. Didn't I do that once?
I think you did. But
and you picked me up on it, and I'm going to pick you up on it now too.
That's fine. You have every right to pick me up on it, Cam. So next week, let us know your favourite album from the 1980s.
Oh, the 80s. The 80s. Yeah, and now, Steve.
Yes, Cam.
It's time for our new music segment.
Everybody's favourite time of the show.
I like how that rolls off the tongue. New music segment.
New music.
And first up...
Yep.
I spoke about these guys before, or this legend before.
Only second to the Beatles, perhaps, on this show.
Maybe. If you want to listen to music that calms you, soothes your soul.
Who doesn't need their soul soothing?
City and Colour, Steve.
Yes, of course.
I'm talking Dallas Green. He's back with a new song.
Yep.
He's just released this song, Astronaut.
Yep.
Which I just had to listen to it. It came out, I think, yesterday or the day before or something.
Yep.
Anyway, I downloaded it, or what do you do nowadays? You stream it.
Stream it.
So I streamed it. I downloaded it to my bloody, Apple Music, because that's what all you can do these days.
Well, of course.
What else are you going to do?
Well, of course, Cam.
Now, for people who don't know, and I'm pretty sure I've said it before, Dallas Green is a member of Alexis on Fire, which they're releasing a couple of songs at the moment.
Yeah,
smashing
exactly.
goals. He's a busy little bee, isn't he?
Absolutely.
I really like this song, Steve, purely for the reasons like I said. It soothes your soul. His voice, I honestly reckon he's got one of the best voices I've ever heard. Like, just an amazing voice. So let's check out Astronaut by City and Colour.
Have I done well? Did I give you enough? Was I walking free? I'm just pressing my luck. A voice laid at my side. It was calling me away. It's left my body tired, but my heart is wide awake. Like an astronaut above the curvature of the earth, just a wanderer under the motion of the moon. Oh, wayfaring hearts, they take to the road. There's poison, there's silver, that's home.
That was Astronaut by City and Colour. Our next track, Cam, is Take You Out by Moaning Lisa. Moaning Lisa. Now, we've talked about them several times on the show.
They're featured a few times now.
Yeah, they're a Canberra-based 4-piece band. They've released a new single, Take You Out, which is available now through Hysterical Records. That's just hilarious. Now, we saw them supporting DZ Death Rays on their recent tour, and they put on an awesome show.
Yes.
And they played this new song and it sounded really good live. They've announced a run of East Coast shows throughout July, and I definitely suggest checking them out if you can. Their Melbourne shows have already sold out. They've had to put a few extra shows on, so doing well.
That's awesome.
Kicking goals. So right now, this is Take You Out by Moaning Lisa.
In my dreams, you're sharing everything with me. I'm meeting your family and they approve, so I'm buying. I wanna take you out. 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 I wanna take you out.
That was Take You Out by Moaning Lisa. Up next, we've got Double Dreaming by Bad Dash Dash Dreams.
Yeah.
Is that how we say it?
I don't think we say the dash dash.
Yeah, but why is it dash dash?
I will have to get them on the phone and ask.
Bad / / dreams. I love
com.
these creative names at the moment. They're awesome. They're an Adelaide 5-piece rock group, Steve. Bad Dash Dash Dreams. Or just say Bad Dash Dreams.
Just dreams.
Just Bad Dreams.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't.
And dreams is spelt with 2 E's and no A.
Yeah.
So if you're going to search on them for iTunes, in the limited time that you can still search on iTunes, don't use an A, just 2
Install
E's.
a Bad Dreams. It's a first taste of what's to expect from their forthcoming album due out in October through Farmer and the Owl.
Yep.
Bad Dreams have also announced their Double Dreaming tour with shows in Brisbane, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney this July. And don't forget to check out the band's Facebook page for dates and tickets.
Yeah,
These guys are up my alley yet again, Steve.
of course.
Like old school punk, something to get you out of bed in the morning, something worth living for.
Yeah.
I'm talking old school punk, just gets you going. So let's check out Double Dreaming by Bad Dreams.
There's a way they used to foxholes. He said as he shook my hand, and then his chest exploded and his arms blew off and his head rolled across the sand. I found a sickly donkey and I rode right into town. I confessed my sins to the local drum while the sun was going down, and he said, "Double dreaming, double dreaming, break down the animals, shake down the undergrowth, break down the animals, shake down the undergrowth, break down the animals, shake down the undergrowth, break down the animals, shake down the undergrowth."
That was Double Dreaming by Bad / Dreams. Our next track, Cam, is by English rockers Bush, who have released their new single Bullet Holes, which is taken from the soundtrack to the new film John Wick Chapter 3.
We got Bush.
Yeah, John Wick 3 is an awesome film.
I haven't seen any of the John Wicks.
Oh,
they good, are they?
they're very good. Very good.
check them
Think Matrix without the bullshit.
Oh, I love no bullshit.
Yeah. So Bush are one of my favourite bands, but I was a bit underwhelmed by their last album, Black and White Rainbows, which came out in 2017. It just didn't really do anything for me. However, I think the new track is a great return to form. I love the bass throughout the song and the powerful guitar work through the chorus, and Gavin Rossdale's vocals are at their best. So let's check it out now. This is Bullet Holes by Bush.
Always on a precipice, candy wish. So what would you prescribe? 'Cause every moment's something sacred, yeah. Such a wild ride. Higher than I've ever been. Higher than I've ever been. Higher. Bullet holes. Oh, you leave me behind. Now I know. See
that was Bullet Holes by Bush. Up next, we've got Afterglow by yours truly. Steve and I
Yes.
were lucky enough to just get off the phone to Michaela
Yeah.
from yours truly.
Lovely chat.
Had a lovely interview, so that'll be up shortly. It'll probably be up now if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
But for those that don't know, yours truly are a Sydney pop punk band.
Yep.
And they've just released Afterglow, their brand spanking new EP. And they've just announced an Australian tour in August with the support. Guess who they're supporting, Steve?
Would it be... I have to do the math on this. If I just... 22 and 19.
Wrong. They're supporting Sum 41.
It was saying that the sum of that it was some. Oh, you don't get it. You don't get math.
They're supporting Sum 41.
Yes.
And in June in the UK. I just went there. Did you?
Jeez, no.
As I said, we just recorded an interview with Michaela. She was an absolute legend, so check her out from yours truly. The interview is up now, and my thoughts on the song, Steve.
Yep.
Since they're touring so much and they're going to be doing their own Australian headline tour,
That's right.
I really want to go see these guys because after listening to this song, I'd love to see it live. I'd love to see Afterglow played live. I think it'd be just an awesome song. I reckon you'd be in the mosh pit for that too, Steve.
More than likely,
if we
hopefully.
do get to go.
Yeah, in my jacket, looking like a dick.
Yeah, that's what you do best. Anyway, this is Afterglow by yours truly.
Did you see me keeping distant? You pursued all the signals there with never left to prove. Still wanna take me back again. Why would you take me back? I'll break your heart again. I don't know where to go, but I can't stay here. I know the bars where the curse are led to break you, and I feel so heavy in my chest when I wish you all the best. I'm letting go of the afterglow to be on my own again.
It was Afterglow by yours truly, and our final track for tonight, Cam, is Capture by Calibrium. Now, they're an Adelaide-based rock band, and they've released their new EP called Carried, featuring the song Capture. Now, the band released their album Imbalance back in 2016, and it was received really well by fans, and I really like the direction of this new EP. There's a good balance between melodic verses and heavy choruses, which I think is really cool. So let's check it out now. This is Capture by Calibrium.
Waiting for follow what you are. Reach up to the sky. Make a choice and rise up. Capture the sunrise to remind you why you're here on top of the world again. Capture the starlight to remind you why you're here on top of the world again.
That was Captured by Calibrium, and that concludes our new music segment for this week, Stephen.
That is true. But don't worry, because we'll be back next week.
We will be back.
Yep.
And we'll be back with our top 80s albums. Make sure you ring in on our
We-
telephone number.
we don't actually.
Oh, not the telephone
no,
number.
because I don't want.
Okay,
I don't want
that's
people.
gone now.
I don't want people
We don't-
knowing because
Yeah,
my
I
telephone.
can give out my number.
Okay, go for it.
No, if you want my number, just email me.
Fair enough, you dick. This is what we've been missing out on the past month.
I know.
Have you felt good being back in the makeshift studio?
I'm liking being here. I'm not liking being not on holidays anymore.
Yeah.
I got to admit, I like being free
Yeah,
to do what I want
any
old time.
God. But we will be back again next week with Garage Rock, episode 9 of season 2.
We're getting on. We're getting old.
Exactly. We're almost reaching 1 year.
Oh.
Next month is 1 year. It's our 1 year anniversary. Can you believe it?
Against all odds, Steve.
That's true. But hey, if you want to hit us up, you can feel free to email us at garagerockpodcast@gmail.com. And we're also on Facebook, Instagram. So you can hit us up there as well with your thoughts. We'd love to get your feedback.
That's it. And don't forget to private messenger me if you want my phone number. So
Exactly.
That's all good.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm selling some shit on eBay, so feel free to hit me up if you want to. Buy that. I'm getting rid of an old bass amp that doesn't sound right. But
hey, it's funny you say that. I'm thinking about selling my 7-piece drum kit. With PDP. Yeah, I don't really use it. I've got a few drum kits.
Yeah, I'm thinking about selling my sister's cat.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't sell pussy online, I don't think.
That
was quick.
I thought that's what Craigslist is for. Anyway, on that note, we will be back next week. Thank you all for listening. My name's been Steve.
And I've been Cameron.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.